So it's the 90s and Freeway is trying to make a name for himself in Philadelphia. So he comes up with a plan to get noticed. He attends a nightclub in Philly called Club Dances, which is known for its underground hip-hop battles. So while he's in the nightclub, he bumps into a man named Dwight Grant, who also goes by the name Beanie Sigel. So these two rappers hit it off. They also respect each other's rapping skills. So Freeway goes, "Let's make a deal. You think I'm nice, I think you're nice. So if you get signed to a label, you put me on, and if I get signed, I'll do the same thing for you." So Beanie goes, "I like that idea. I really like that idea," right? So one day, Beanie Sigel forms a partnership with battle rapper Roc-A-Fella. They had initially battled each other before, and they became partners because they respected each other's skills. Now the thing is, Roc-A-Fella had a little beef with another rap group named Philly's Most Wanted. So Beanie goes, "We need to make some money, bro. Why don't we put some money together and then go on battle Philly's Most Wanted? And the winner of that rap battle can take all the money." So they put together about $20,000 and they head over to battle Philly's Most Wanted. Now at this point, Philly's Most Wanted is connected to Jay-Z, and they're on vacation in Cancun. So when Beanie shows up to battle Philly's Most Wanted, he realizes that the battle for money is not going to take place because the main members of Philly's Most Wanted were absent. So Beanie goes, "Did you think I came all this way for nothing? I'm gonna battle somebody, whether there's money present or not." So Beanie Sigel gets to spittin', and he impresses everyone in the room. So Beanie Sigel's number gets taken, and Bubonic calls him up 2 days later with a very important message. So Bubonic goes, "I just spoke to my A&R and they're very interested in hearing you rap. I can also set up a meeting with Roc-A-Fella Records, so take a flight down to New York and we'll handle business." So Beanie flies down to New York and gets to meet with Dame Dash, Kareem Biggs, and Jay. He then raps for all of them and they go, "He's got something. Let's sign him right away." So Beanie Sigel gets signed to the label. But then he goes, "I know another very talented rapper that you might consider signing," right? Because if you remember, Beanie and Freeway made a pact that whoever would get signed first would bring the other person along. So Beanie Sigel ends up keeping his word, introduces Freeway to the gang, and then he immediately hops on a song called 1-900 Hustler. And this song appears on the Dynasty Roc-A-Fella album.
First things first, watch what you say out your mouth when you talking on the phone, the hustlers.
So after seeing what Freeway does on the song, Jay goes, "Okay, Freeway's got something too." And after that, Freeway got signed. So around 2002, State Property dropped the State Property film, accompanied by the soundtrack of the same name. This is the first official album by the group, and it contains a song called Rock the Mic that features Beanie Sigel and Freeway. To date, this song remains one of Freeway's most popular tracks. Freeway also appears in other songs on the album. And then in 2003, State Property dropped their second album called The Chain Gang Volume 2. And it's in this year that Freeway drops his debut album, Philadelphia Freeway. The album sells about 132,000 copies in the first week and peaks at number 5 on the Billboard 200. It also features his most popular song to date, What Do We Do?
We still hustle till the sun come up, crack a 40 when the sun go down.
Now this was a high point in Freeway's career, and I'm sure he felt like he was on top of the world at that point. But after this, State Property doesn't drop any more albums with Roc-A-Fella. Also, Freeway's next album, Free at Last, comes out 4 years after the previous one comes out. And this is all due to the split between Jay, Dame Dash, and Biggs. After Roc-A-Fella broke up, Freeway was like, what am I gonna do now? Right? Like, what am I without the Roc-A-Fella brand? So it took him a few months to process the breakup, but he took solace in knowing the fact that Jay said to him that he will always have his back no matter what happens.
I had a conversation with Jay, and he said that he was gonna make sure that I was straight or whatever. And it just was a lot going on at the time. Like, when the breakup actually happened, it took me like probably a couple months to like really wrap my brain around it, because it was like, it's devastating. It's like having everything just snatched away from you.
So after grieving the breakup, Freeway goes, okay, I might not have the Roc-A-Fella brand behind me, but they turned me into a household name and people know who I am. So Freeway then begins releasing projects independently. He drops about 4 albums after this, but according to him, the one that really changed his career trajectory was the Stimulus package with Jake 1, and it came out around 2010. After dropping this one, he was able to tour more internationally and started performing at festivals alone overseas. Now, I'm gonna backtrack a bit, alright? Let's talk about the Cassidy versus Freeway rap battle. Now, there comes a time when a rapper is tested publicly. It might be in the form of a diss song, or a rap battle, or something of that nature. And Freeway, he got himself involved in something he probably should have stayed out of. See, it was just your typical day, and Cassidy was chilling at Swiss Beats' place. Now, Swiss Beats is who he is, so he was like, let's go to the studio. So they head over to a session that was initially meant for Mary J. Blige. The thing is, she had recorded a song with Jay, and she was supposed to come to the studio to touch it up. So Swiss Beats and Cassidy show up, and Mary's not there, and Jay's not there. So after a while, Cassidy's like, I'm out, I'm hungry, I'm gonna get some food. So he heads over to McDonald's, and in the process turns on the radio. And when he does, he hears State Property on there talking about how they're the best and how nobody can mess with them. Now you know how Cassidy is. He thinks he's the best battle rapper there is. So he was probably thinking, do these guys really think they can mess with me? Right? So Cassidy heads back to Swiss Beats and tells him what he heard on the radio. So Swiss is like, okay, I hear you, but let me tell you something. Jay's on the way to the studio right now. Right? So Jay shows up, and he shows up alone. So Swiss is like, yo Jay, this is my artist Cassidy. Lyrically, nobody can touch him, and there's nobody who can take him on in a battle. So Jay goes, okay, let's test this. And he calls his boys to the studio, and eventually State Property, that means Beans, Freeway, Young Guns, and the rest of them showed up. So Jay goes, are you sure you still want to do this? And Cassidy's like, psh, please, I'll take on anybody. This is when the crew began to push Freeway to the front of the group. And I'm not sure Freeway was prepared for this. See, the thing is, at this point, Cassidy was fresh in the industry. He had no projects out, and he was strictly known for being a battle rapper. But Freeway, on the other hand, he was with State Property. He was signed to Jay. And even though he came up in the rap battle scene, at this point his skills weren't as polished as, say, a rapper who battles consistently. Right? When the battle began, as soon as Freeway began spitting, I knew it was over.
You ain't with Free for 2 reasons. My 2 kids, 2 mouths to feed. I blow kids, pause. Niggas out they trees. Brody niggas, y'all get pushed right off your block.
Okay, I'll give him some credit. I got to about 8 bars, and then I was like, this sounds like a song. And that feeling does not go away every time Freeway is spitting.
All this cheese and he ain't put up a fight. BC can't put up his life. And for him, FRE doing the same. I slide through in the range. FRE screwing your dame.
But when Cassidy is rapping, it sounds like he's going for the jugular. He isn't wasting time dropping hooks or making it sound catchy. He's just spitting bars. And in my opinion, this whole battle was over after the first round, but thankfully we got more because this was very entertaining to watch.
I'll show you how biscuit tastes. Trash bag, sticky tape, man, pick a lake. I'm getting cake on the corner usually, and I'll put you to sleep like a boring movie.
So in essence, Freeway got destroyed by Cassidy, and the audio from this battle came out on mixtapes and such, and it was not a good look for Freeway. I mean, think about this, right? Think about Takeover and Ether. If you ask people which is the better track, some people will say Takeover, some people will say Ether. I say it was Ether because that track was extremely disrespectful. But to some people, Takeover is the better track. So the winner of the Jay-Z versus Nas beef isn't clear cut because some people believe Jay-Z came out on top while others say Nas is the victor. But when it comes to the Freeway versus Cassidy battle, nobody thinks Freeway won. So in essence, Freeway got slaughtered he got put in a body bag and he was taken out of the building. Now luckily this battle was not career-ending for Freeway, but eventually he went through an experience that almost altered his path forever. So it was around 2015, and Freeway was beginning to feel unusually tired and sick all the time. So he goes, maybe I've just been touring too much, I'm sure this is gonna pass, right? However, things get worse. So he goes to the doctor to get his blood work done and eventually finds out that he's experiencing kidney failure. Following this, Freeway had to undergo dialysis treatment. And this happened for about 4 years until around 2019 when he got a kidney transplant. Now Freeway is an advocate for maintaining a healthy kidney. He does things like the Philadelphia Kidney Walk and has even partnered with the National Kidney Foundation to raise awareness about the disease. Now it appears Freeway and Jay are still on good terms. In fact, the last I heard, Freeway was signed to Roc Nation. In fact, album number 6 called Think Free came out under Roc Nation.
When I wake up in the morning, I thank the Lord 'cause I'm blessed. We ain't worried 'cause we blessed now.
Now that was the last official studio album that he dropped on his own. However, he did drop another album with Jake One called The Stimulus Package. And that one came out this year. So yeah, Freeway is still rapping. On Spotify, he gets about 400,000 monthly listeners, and his most listened to songs are What We Do, Flip Side, Rock the Mic, Ringing, and Take It to the Top. And I actually love Take It to the Top. That song is very underrated. That's it for me. It's your boy Ali. What happened to Freeway in your opinion? Let me know down below. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.